Oh, man, the energy is just, it's frustrating. It's frustrating. And I know that you're frustrated. And I know that sometimes it can be hard to wrap your head around just the way people can be. And again, no legitimate reason. There's just no legitimate reason to do what they do. But their problems, their demons that they have to deal with, that they have to overcome, is their problem, their situation. And it was handed to them to learn a lesson. And I know that it's not the greatest position because you're the one going through it, but you are the lesson. You are the one who was to test them for spirit to see if they could pass. And they failed miserably. Failed. And I know because this is exactly the energy that they have. The 10 of Wands. They don't know who they are. They don't know where they're going. They don't know what they're doing. They literally go each day throughout their life constantly having something to say about somebody else. But at the same time, either copying something that you did or said, or they play the whole nicey nice to your face. It's just, oh God. It just makes me sick to my stomach. Truly, it does. But you've already won this. You've already won this. It was won before it even started. You were handpicked by spirit to test this person to see if they were ready to move forward, if they were ready to be a better person on this earth, to help contribute to the peace, love, and harmony on this earth. And they failed. They're not ready. And it's not your problem. 222. A lot of numbers today. You were there to help them transition. You were handpicked to try to help them transition, to change for the better. And they didn't. Can't pick it up. The Maiden of Wands. This is why you were chosen. Because, no, your life is not perfect. Yes, you've had ups and downs. Yes, you had to learn from them. But that is the key here. You would take a path, something would happen, you would learn from it. Same thing over again. Take a path, it hurt, it made you mad, you figured out a different path. This person is stuck on this, I'm hearing high school babble BS. Excuse me. They're stuck. They are literally stuck in their ways. They don't see a reason to change. The Eight of Wands here, that came out right after that. That's this person. Here you are. Look at this. Look at how this is falling. You were brought to them to transform. You have learned to conquer paths and changing things because you learned from them. You were sent to try to teach them. Eight of Wands. And you showed. You showed that it could be any kind of way. That they had a choice. That they could choose to be better. That they could choose to stop hating on people. You were the test. And I know that's not fun to hear. That's not something like, oh, great, and I went through all that. because somebody else needed to learn something. You're a healer. You are chosen. You are very highly, divinely connected with whatever spirit, God, gods, whatever you follow. That's why you were chosen, to try to help this person grow. And they failed. They didn't take it that way. They didn't even see it that way. All they saw was somebody that they could hate, somebody that they could try to break down. They thought they took your kindness for weakness. That's what happened. The Hierophant. Just confirming what I said. Again, you were chosen to try to help them, to try to balance things in their life, to try to help them defeat the demons that they carry with them because of the things that they've done, because of their past lineage. You were there to try to help. They didn't see it that way. Ay, ay, ay. And for you, I know that it hurts that you had to go through that, but just know that it doesn't, being a chosen person, being a highly divinely connected person does not come easily. It is not for the faint of heart. It is not for weak people. You are meant, and always have been meant, for so much more than what you can even fathom. And now it's your turn to look back on things and really start to think about the scenarios, the people that were involved, and the way you handle it. And know this: not everything that you went through was your test. Some of the things that you have gone through was because you were a test for somebody else. And again, I know that that's not exactly something you really want to hear, because you're thinking, as I'm saying this, of like certain things that happened and how bad it affected you. But you grew from it. Even though you were somebody else's test, it helped you elevate, because you didn't fall. You didn't break. The world here. That is your divine connection. So now, these people who like to hate for no good reason, I know, Spirit's telling me there is never a good reason to hate. I know. I take it back. I take it back. This person seriously has a lot of work to do on themselves, and unfortunately, some of those people, they're never going to change. They're never going to change. They're so comfortable behind that mask. I can't pick the card up. They're so comfortable behind that mask. They're not going to choose a different path. You, however, know that there are many paths to be taken. There are many things to be learned. See? 9 of Swords. They're not going to see it. They're not going to see it. They're not willing to see it. They're not willing to admit that they're wrong. They're not willing to admit that they are not good people, that they don't have good intentions. And trust me when I tell you, they're going to be just as obsessed with you now as they were before, but they're in the distance. Now they're hiding in the shadows, watching you elevate, and can't get over it.